Oh my god. She's a gamer girl. I want to take you guys through the entire process, including like me creating things in the game this time, because I think that'll be really fun. And it's gonna be fantastic. I'm super excited. I've got story times and lots of fun things we're gonna talk about while we do this. Hi, my name is Heather Dube of 2000's, and welcome back to the Barbie series. If you watched my previous video, you know what's about to happen. Thanks so much for watching again. If you did not watch my previous video, a quick recap: I designed an entire collection in my favorite childhood game from 2004, Barbie Fashion Show. I actually got to put it on a secret show on the streets of Nashville, and it was really fun. But I had so much fun making those 4 looks, I decided I wanted to continue doing it until I had a much larger collection and a much larger show to put on. So this is our first part in the series. I'm going to be taking you through this video, me actually designing the look, sewing it, creating it in real life, taking some photos, all the way until we have our completed project. I'm so excited. There's going to be several parts to this series. I'm going to be putting out 1 per month and a lot of other content in between. So without further ado, let's get into the designing of our first part of the continuation of the Barbie series. For this design, I actually already have an idea, so we're not going to be brainstorming this time because I already know what I'm doing. I already have something I've been cooking up that I need to create. So what we're thinking for this one is kind of like a tube top, maybe some little straps in real life just to hold it on me better. It's going to be made of like scrap fabric, kind of like one of the skirts in my collection that has different strips. And then I'm thinking a really flowy skirt with lots of volume on the bottom. I've got a great idea. I got an old curtain from the thrift store, like a see-through one, and it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, it's gonna be fantastic. I'm super excited. You just kind of pick things. This is how I did it before, is I picked things that I kind of had like similar fabric to in real life, and then just like put it on here. It is so hard to draw with this little paintbrush. This is like kind of the entire struggle. And then we're just going to have this for reference. I'll take a screenshot and then we'll get literally directly into sewing. I'm very excited. Oh gosh, sorry, this looks so bad. They always come out looking so bad, but then in real life obviously they're fun and they're beautiful and they're gorgeous, but like on when I'm like making it on here, it looks terrible because I'm literally using like this little mouse and it's like Microsoft Paint. It's like Microsoft Paint and I hate it. It's fun. It's a challenge. That's why we're doing it, because it's a challenge, and also because it's super fun. And I don't know anybody else that's making clothes in Barbie 2004 CD-ROM game. Do you? I don't think so. I'm different. I'm just not like other girls because I'm not really a girl. But so I'm thinking to kind of like depict the sheer fabric that I've got going on the bottom, because it's just like a white sheer fabric. I'm just gonna choose like a pastel or something, as if that's way too bright. Jesus Christ. See, the white is like, what is that? Absolutely not. This one's fine. This white is fine. Okay, great. So we've got our idea. We've got it drawn out. We're going to make that now. What's on the screen, we're gonna make it in real life. And we're also gonna sketch it out, probably, and illustrate it and make it really beautiful. But right now, we're actually just gonna make it in real life. I don't know, I'm penning the screen, I apologize. Isn't she beautiful though? We can see her on someone. Let's see her on someone. Let's put her together, let's style her. We'll give her Barbie. And we'll jump straight in. Oh my god, look at her. Look at her. She looks like she's in a wedding gown. It won't look like that in real life. But she's beautiful. We have all these wonderful hairstyles. That's incredible. That's incredible. Tell me you wouldn't wear your hair like that every day. I would, personally, if I could. But I don't know how to recreate that in real life. We're gonna give her a mullet, because by the time this video is done, I'll probably have a mullet, because I'm supposed to be getting it cut tomorrow. And then we're gonna give her some fun little shoes. I don't know which ones. We could go with those for my pink cowboy boots. But I think what we'll do is we'll do some little heels. We'll do some little heels. You can't even see them. But there she is. That's me. And you'll see me in that soon. But first, you're gonna see me sew. Isn't that exciting? Hello, welcome to the floor of my studio. I don't want to talk about how messy it is. Your studio would be messy too if you were me, I guess. Or if your brain just worked like mine, which is pretty chaotic. Anyway, I want to go over the plan because I filmed a little beginning of me cutting out these pieces yesterday, but I didn't like it. So we're redoing the plan. Well, we're not redoing the plan, we're redoing the video. My point is that I've done the front of it already, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is the front of our top, right? It's just a bunch of scraps of fabric that I sewed together to make the front, and it's kind of like got a little curve going on at the top. So this is just the base, basically. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the back, but the pattern is, you know, like folded down a little bit, so that's actually going to meet at this edge here, and then be straight along the back. I know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. I made these little pattern pieces, and I cut them out. And essentially they're little strips. I drew out the pattern of the top first and then cut them into strips. This is the middle one of the back, so it's going to be cut in half, and then we're going to do a like lace up back, and that's going to be really fun, and I'm really excited about it. So I've got to cut out more fabric of all these pieces for the back. I shouldn't have done that because now I have to go pick them all up. And then we'll reconvene at the sewing machine, and I'll tell you a little story time of the last chaotic week of my life. I went to Boston, and coming back was tragic, and we'll talk about that. Okay, so there's a lot going on my desk right now. We're not going to talk about that. What we're going to talk about is what we're doing, which is we're sewing these little strips of fabric together. So now I'm going to piece together next piece. We're on piece number 4. I'm just going to pin it. While I do that, I'm going to tell you guys a little fun story time. So I went to Boston a few days ago. I got back. When I got back in Nashville, kind of a chaotic day just in general. Like the flight got delayed. It was a whole thing. It was really freaking annoying. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Anyway, the flight got delayed for like an hour. Then we get on the flight, fly into Nashville. Everything's fine, whatever. We get off the flight. We go to baggage carousel. My girlfriend gets her baggage. I would like to say we both checked our bags in at the same time, so I don't really know how this happened. But obviously my baggage doesn't show up, and I was like, cool, this hasn't really happened to me before, but like I know it's happened to people, so like I'll just go, I guess, see what I should do. So I like go to the counter for my airline, and I'm like, my baggage didn't show up, like where is it? And they were like, yeah, like we'll just fill out this little paper form and then we'll call you, but we're gonna put it on the next flight, which is coming in tonight, and then they'll deliver it to you tomorrow. And I was like, cool, they'll deliver it to me. So I friggin' go home, but I realized that this lady never told me like a claim number or even my bag tag number, because I didn't even have my bag tag number. That was a problem, right? I only had my confirmation number. So I was like, cool, I guess I should figure out what that is. So I go to call, because I did ask her, if nobody calls me, who should I call? And she gave me this little piece of paper. So I go to call that number, and I'm like, hey, can I just get like a claim reference number or like a bag tag number, because I don't know what's going on, and my luggage was lost, and I'm really angry, and it has a lot of stuff in it that I actually need like today. And I want to make sure that it gets delivered tomorrow. And the lady on the phone was like, I don't know what you're talking about. She had me read my confirmation number multiple times. She's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna lose my mind. Eventually I was like, can I just have the bag tag number? Like, I don't want to go through this whole thing again. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, cool, so has the claim been put in? Like, I filled out a piece of paper, I just need to know if it was put in. And she was like, well, give it like 45 minutes. And I was like, okay, I mean, I left the airport like an hour ago. I don't really know why it hasn't been done, but like, cool, I guess. Whatever. She gives me the bag tag number. I go about my day. Hours later, my girlfriend texts me and she's like, did you get an email? And I was like, no, I didn't get an email. I don't know what you're talking about. And she was like, I got an email. And I was like, why did you get an email? I didn't even give them your information. I gave them mine. Well, apparently, she sends me this email, like a confirmation of the claim, that they're searching for my bag, so they actually didn't find it, like they said they did. And it was sent to her email. So this is one side. It was sent to her email and not my information. So I was like, I don't really know what to do, because it was supposed to be my info, but whatever. And on there, it literally has her phone number listed, her everything listed, except my name. And it even has my name wrong, because it says Heather Miss, which I was like, that's not my middle name. I don't know what's wrong with you. But it has like my name on there and like all her info. So I was like, I guess I have to go through my girlfriend to know what's going on. And she was like, well, I can just pick up the luggage for you when it arrives. And I was like, well, you can't, because it literally lists there that it has to have my ID. And I was like, okay, this whole thing, whatever. Eventually, she gets another email. We found your package, or we found your luggage. And we click on it, and it says that it's at the airport. This is important. It literally says at B&A, and we're like, oh my god, sick. Let's go ahead and go to the airport tonight and get it, because I actually needed stuff in my luggage. And so we head there. It's not like raining super hard when we get there, but it's kind of sprinkling. Well, the only places to park at the B&A airport where you can like go in, you know, for a minute is literally like a 10-minute walk away. And on the sign, it's like 10-minute free parking, and after that we charge you. It's ridiculous, but whatever. So we walk like kind of in the rain, but it's not that bad, like to the airport, right? We get there, we go to the desk, nobody's at the freaking desk. So we're like, okay, super great, love that for us. So I go to like an information lady, because I'm like, this is stupid. And the information lady's like, yeah, I can page them, but usually if there's not a flight coming in, they just like kind of walk off. And I was like, okay, I mean, people have lost their luggage. They should probably be here if they tell you to come get it. I also should say that I called someone and was like, is it there? And they were like, yeah. So I don't really know, whatever. She pages someone, no one ever arrives. So we're like, I guess we're just gonna go home. So we go home, and of course, it's pouring raining now. Because of course it is. Of course it is. Why would it be anything else? Literally anything else. So we head back to the car, get in the car soaking wet. I'm wearing slippers because I'm dumb. We get in the car, we go to leave the parking lot. The parking lot wants to charge us $20. We weren't there for longer than maybe 20 minutes max. $20! So I was like, I'm keeping this receipt. I'm submitting this to the airline because this is ridiculous. Receipt, go back home, and she was like, well, what do you want to do tomorrow? And I was like, well, I don't know. Like, I guess just call me if you get an email. She's like, okay. So she texts me. She's like, I got an email. She said that it's came on a plane that morning. They said they put on a plane that morning. I was like, they literally said on the tracker, and somebody told me yesterday that it was there. I don't understand. Well, apparently they didn't actually fly it there until the next morning, and I was like, great, super fun. So we go there, like we head there, and we just pull up to the like drop-off area this time. This is like, you're not parking. And she just kind of sits there for a few minutes while I go inside. I talk to someone there, I give them my ID, and I'm like, hey, someone lost my luggage, I'm here to pick it up. She goes to the back, and then she comes back up front, and she goes, did somebody call you? And I was like, no, nobody called me. Somebody emailed, and then I checked, I Googled that the flight had landed, because I had to Google that the flight had landed, because you guys won't talk to me, really. And she was like, oh? And the girl next to her just goes, what color is the luggage again? And I said, well, it's tan, it's got little flowers on it. She said, oh, that's downstairs. It's like, downstairs? What, in the baggage carousel? And she's like, yeah, like on the floor next to like baggage number 7. And I was like, it's just on the floor. So I go downstairs. They literally had it lying in the middle of the floor of the Nashville airport. I was like super mad about it, but I just got it and I left. I get back home and everything's fine with the luggage, but I was like, dude, seriously? The middle of the airport, put it on the right flight. And I wasn't the only person. There were multiple people each time that I went there, like looking for lost luggage. So it was like, you guys constantly messed up on all these flights from Boston, and you have the nerve to just leave it down there, and you know it's down there, and you don't call me, and you're not like, hey, your luggage is here. Nobody calls. I had to Google that the flight landed. I was so freaking mad. So mad. And in the middle of this, figuring this information out, I had ordered HelloFresh for the first time in a long time. They delivered it to an address I lived at over 3 years ago to an ex-boyfriend of mine who, we are not in contact. We are not on good terms. Not because of my fault. And I was like, great. Now I might get stalked again. And I don't have my food. And that sucks. On top of me missing my luggage. And I couldn't do anything about the food, but they refunded me. And I eventually got my luggage, so that was fine. But I was so mad. I was like, why are you guys making me come up to the airport multiple times? You can't even get anything straight. I don't understand. It's not that hard.
Of the process of me seam ripping these pieces, these jackets and shirts that I had, and cutting them out into that top that you just saw me making. And then at the end, you're just going to see like a really brief clip of what it looked like when I was putting the loops on the back. as well as, so this is like one of the prom dresses that I took the loops from actually to make them. It's like a ribbon on it. And then I made a really quick flowy skirt at the bottom, so I didn't film it entirely, but this is the fabric that was used. And here we have the final product. It came out so beautiful. I'm so excited. This skirt had a wonderful slit up the side and lots of movements. You could kind of pose around how you like. The little corset was super adjustable, so it could fit on multiple sizes, as well as it just has all those beautiful colors and fabrics in the collection, and I'm so proud of it. Thank you so much for watching all of that. It was very fun to make. I decided I wanted to make these videos a little bit more me, a little bit more fun, a little bit silly editing styles, a little bit of jokes in there. Super excited to continue doing this. I'm trying to find my footing with YouTube. I have never really continuously put out YouTube videos before, so this has been a big learning curve, and I hope you stick around to see how it evolves. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be putting out one of these on the 26th of each month, but don't worry, I am also going to be putting out a lot of content in between. I had a bunch of people vote that they want to see the process book on what I made for the first show. I would love to do like a quick video on that, as well as I've got some exciting projects where I am going to be creating things for my favorite musician, surprising her with it. It's going to be really fun. So subscribe so that you can see all the different content that I'm going to make. I'm also going to be showing you guys some photos here at the end that I ended up taking of the actual final product. It's so beautiful. I had so much fun. This outfit made me feel like I wanted to run through a field of flowers. So I did run through a tiny little field called my backyard. Photos came out really beautiful. I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm just going to show you those photos, and I hope you tune in next time for some very exciting content. I will see you very soon. And for the Barbie series, I will see you July 26th.